All right, David, a lot of people getting ready to hunker down.
Yeah.
The big question, though, is whether or not Sunday will be a day of coming out of hibernation.
It will. I promise you that. Yeah, Sunday's actually looking above average in terms of temperatures. So we just have this one day, the beginning of the weekend, we deal with the snow. And then Sunday, yeah, dig it out and maybe go play in the snow, do some snowmobiling, do some skiing, and do some shoveling as well, because I think some areas are really going to get walloped with the storm. Right now, look at the temperatures, though. We're talking about Caribou. You're at 3 degrees, 2 degrees in Holton. That's because you're under clear skies, light winds. You have some radiational cooling going on, but that's snow already on the ground. So temperatures are dropping quickly over there. Even in Bangor, 16 degrees. Clouds really haven't come up to your area quite yet, but the thicker clouds are down towards the south right now. That's why we're seeing temperatures mostly in the 30s, 34 degrees in Portland, Bar Harbor 22, Augusta at 31 degrees, and as you head down into Portsmouth, New Hampshire, you're still in the upper 30s, but it's going to snow everywhere. Once that precipitation starts to fall, it'll have some cooling going on. We have dew points in the 20s, so everything will kind of stabilize, and we will be dealing with some snow, albeit a wet snow, especially along the coastline. So winds are really starting to get their act together onshore right now, and we'll start to see these winds increasing overnight out of the east-northeast. Seas are really going to be rough tomorrow as well, so mariners beware of that. National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for much of the southern half of the state. We have winter weather advisories from Rangeley over to Bangor down east, and we're still expecting some slippery travel for you guys. Further north, there's no advisories, and that's because we're not going to be dealing with that much snow, or if any. So it's going to be mostly a southern half of the state storm for tomorrow. So anyway, we have low pressure that's starting to die out, decay over the Great Lakes. It's transferring its energy to this system over Maryland. That's going to move south of New England and probably take a track either over Cape Cod or just to the south. And at the same time, it's pushing its moisture into our area overnight into tomorrow, and we'll have some heavy snow breaking out by tomorrow morning. Even seeing a couple of lightning strikes across western portions of Maine into southern Vermont. A lot of energy associated with the system, so we could see snow rates up to 1 to 2 inches overnight. Wouldn't surprise me if you hear a rumble of thunder as well. So listen for that tomorrow morning. Right now, it looks like it's snowing from Portland down to Kittery, but it's not. This is in the upper atmosphere, waiting for the atmosphere to, yes, it's snowing up in the higher levels, but the lower levels are dry right now, so we wait till everything saturates, and then we'll start to see snow developing over the next hour. Might be a few flakes down as you head down to Manchester, New Hampshire, but I think for the most part, we're just going to start to see things developing after midnight. So here's what it's looking like. Snow does move in. Look at how far it moves by 6 a.m. tomorrow, pushing into Bangor, but we'll see some heavier bands from Freiburg over to Portland up to Augusta. I think that's the extent of the heaviest snow, but down by Sanford inland towards the Lakes region of New Hampshire, you're going to really see some 1 to 2 inch snows per hour. As we go into the afternoon, we'll still be seeing those temperatures just around freezing. So it's going to be a wet, pasty snow. So it's going to be a heavy snow. Definitely watch out for that. In conjunction with those winds gusting out of the east-northeast, could see some power outages with that heavy, wet snow. By 2 o'clock, watch how everything just starts to sag towards the south. And by 6 o'clock tomorrow night, most of the snow is over with, and then by this time tomorrow night, a couple of snowflakes over the northern mountains of New Hampshire and some clouds around, but other than that, we're all done with the storm. So we will be dealing with some gusty winds out of the east-northeast, up to 40 miles per hour mid-morning through the early afternoons, and then that afternoon hours, and then that will subside as we get through tomorrow night. In terms of snowfall, this is the map everybody wants to see. Over 12 inches possible from the Lakes region of New Hampshire, western portions of Maine, interior southern Maine, and Portland about 8 to 12 inches. Further north, you start to see those snow amounts drastically drop off, especially as you get up towards Millinocket, where you may see a dusting to 1 inch if you're lucky. A little bit more down the eastern coast. 40-degree water temperature tomorrow. Winds will be cranking out of the east-northeast at 25 to 30 knots, a lot to digest here. Gust up to 50 knots, seas 8 to 11 feet. So it's really going to be choppy out there on the ocean. Here's the 7-day forecast. And as we were talking earlier, Zach, Sunday actually not looking too bad. Temperatures pushing the upper 30s inland. A little bit of a break next week, maybe a system coming in on Wednesday, but a lot of snow for portions of the area. And, you know, winter just doesn't want to quit. It didn't want to get started. Now it doesn't want to stop.
Getting it all at once.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.